Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
You are in timelessness. You are already prior to time. You are ever here, eternally here. Your true state is indescribable. You are the only unchanging reality. You are yet to know that you are already prior to time. Though you are in timelessness, you are trapped by the time at the duality level. You are the non-dual prior to time and prior to movement. But your consciousness does not know that it is prior to movement and prior to time. Your consciousness is continuously trapped by all the movements that happen spontaneously at the duality level. Not knowing that every movement is happening out of itself. Your consciousness is love itself. But your consciousness does not know that it is the source of everything. By accepting itself to be a tiny personality, it is confining the love to be individual. Love is universal. It cannot be confined at the personality level. Your consciousness is the source of love. Out of your consciousness only, the world happens out of love. Zillions of stars happen out of love. Universes happen out of love. Cosmos happen out of love. Galaxies happen out of love. Love is bubbling everywhere at the conscious level, and this love is infinite. It cannot be confined at the limited, finite, changing form level. Love can neither appear nor disappear. It is ever there. Your consciousness remains totally ignorant about itself, so it is continuously trapped by every movement, every happening throughout the waking state of the duality show. Your consciousness is prior to form, but it is accepting itself to be a form. Your consciousness is prior to thoughts. It is already free from thoughts, but it remains a slave to the thought at the personality level, as it is yet to know that it is only consciousness within. The truth is within. Your consciousness is within. The source is within. The non-dual reality is within. Here, within space, at the duality level, there's not even an iota of reality. But you are searching for reality, love, and all sort of things at the surface level. So you get frustrated, depressed, struggled, disturbed, as you are yet to know that your consciousness is the source of the entire manifestation just now. Every form is happening just now out of your consciousness. The form may appear to be a certain shape and design with certain mass or volume, but each and every form is made of zillions of cells constantly appearing and disappearing at an unexplainable speed. Nothing is same at the same moment. And what are you holding on to be real here, so that you can get frustrated or depressed? All your suffering and frustration and disturbances are only at the personality level, which is not you. Just now you are consciousness. Your consciousness is unmoving, and it is prior to words, and it is prior to sound, it is prior to object, it is prior to form. With eyes closed, you know the stillness within, and this stillness is the beginning of your consciousness, and this stillness is infinite, without limitations. Once you start knowing the stillness within, you remain totally free from the perceived duality show, provided you settle in the stillness. No words affect you once you are conscious of yourself. No action affects you once you are conscious of yourself. Because words are not you, actions are not you. You are the constant observer, the ever-present observer, the eternal observer. Just observe silently and know that there is no reality in the perceived duality show. The only way to know that there is no reality in the perceived duality is to stabilize within and to settle within. Your consciousness is prior to movements. Once you are conscious, you are beyond emotions, beyond feelings, beyond disturbances, beyond experiences, and beyond happenings. You are not the emotion, you are prior to emotions. You are not the movement, you are prior to the movement. Only to know that you are prior to the movement, now I am indicating the unmoving reality within you. At present, you are able to know the stillness within, which is not moving. Stillness cannot move because it is not an object and it is your own subject. Out of your consciousness, at present, which you know as stillness, every movement begins. The stillness is beyond movement, and every movement begins out of the stillness. The stillness is the base for every movement, but it is prior to movement. When you are already prior to the movement, you will not be disturbed by any movement that happens spontaneously within duality. Better know the unmoving stillness within constantly, then you will not get disturbed. You will not get disappointed or frustrated by anything that is happening here in space within duality. Your consciousness is the master out of which everything happens, moves, and disappears. You are the master at the conscious level, but you fail to remain conscious of yourself, so you become a slave to the duality show and get disturbed and perturbed by each and every object of the duality show, each and every movement of the duality show, each and every happening of the duality show. I tell you, once you settle inwardly and stabilize inwardly, nothing affects you. Neither the words nor any happenings, neither the experiences nor any movements cannot affect you. Once you settle inwardly and know to observe silently, you never observe silently because you identify too much at the duality level, not knowing that you are already prior to identifications. Identifications are not you. How do you get trapped? Only because of identifications. If identifications are you, then who observes the identifications? And identifications can be changed, can be replaced. Anything can be replaced or interchanged. But your identification is too much with the observed object. Your consciousness is yet to know that it is free from identifications. Identifications are constantly changing as they are not real. As your consciousness is yet to know the reality within, it is constantly trapped at the form level identification, at the word level identification, at the object level identification, at the movement level identification. I tell you, your consciousness is already free from the duality show. Then how your consciousness is trapped or disturbed or depressed by the duality show, which is not itself? Because your consciousness is yet to know the non-dual, unmoving reality within. But you never go inward, neither you stabilize inward. You want to have only knowledge at the theoretical level. I am taking you practically to the deepest core of your being, where there is no movement, where there is no changes, where nothing appears and disappears. I am directly taking you to the source, as I am source itself. I am indicating your consciousness how it is trapped by the duality show unknowingly. At least now, listen to these teachings deeply, sincerely, and know that nobody is responsible for your ignorance except your own ignorance about yourself. There are no person here. Just remain conscious and observe silently. There's more possibility for your consciousness to realize that it is the non-dual and not the duality show perceived. You are already prior to words. Words cannot affect you. You are already prior to time. Time cannot affect you. You are already prior to the duality show. Duality show cannot affect you, provided you remain as yourself and your original place is only non-dual and you only perceive the duality show. Know this deeply, that you are already in your original destination, which is non-dual, right now, and you only observe the duality show within space, like observing a movie on a screen. The observer is never affected once the observation is free from identification. You are already the observer, but still you remain affected by the perceived duality show, as you are yet to remain free from identifications which are not you. You are strongly holding the identification to be yourself, because your consciousness is yet to know that it is consciousness prior to identifications. By not knowing that you are already free inwardly, unknowingly your consciousness trapped by the duality show, which is not real. It is exactly like perceiving a movie and getting affected. Here also you are perceiving only the duality show and getting affected, frustrated, depressed, because you are yet to know that you are the constant non-dual observer just now. Just now you are free from the duality show inwardly. Outwardly some actions go on, but they are not you. Why don't you observe silently? Which is preventing you? Accept your identifications. What is here? Only because of identifications, your consciousness is struggling constantly. Remain free from identifications and observe the duality show. You remain totally joyful and peaceful inwardly. Inwardly, you are already joyful and peaceful. That's why when your eyes are closed, you start knowing the peace within. By knowing the peace within constantly, you start knowing the joy also. This is a very beautiful journey, and your consciousness wakes up totally only through peace and joy, not through identifications. Through identification, you have to suffer only within the duality. You have to roam here and there at the duality level by identifying yourself to be something which is not you. At least now know that you are only consciousness, and your consciousness is already within, and it is yet to wake up from the duality show, because it is already the non-dual prior to the duality show. The only option is to stay beyond words and observe silently. You neither stay beyond words nor observe silently. Hence you are continuously deceived by the duality show, which is not you. Till you know what you are, you will be constantly dragged down by the duality show. Better remain conscious inwardly and wake up totally and know that nothing has never happened to you. You are the only observer, eternal observer, and whatever observed are never you. This you will know once you wake up totally.